Howdy folks, it's your friend Fishing with Dom. Today I've got something cool to share with you. I am going to not only restore this cooler, I'm also going to make a bait well out of it so I can keep my bait fish alive and keep them fresh and be able to transport them better than if I would in a bucket. This is an old vintage Coleman cooler that I found several years ago. It's a little bit rusty, and I'm going to show you what it's going to take to paint it, make it look good, and then add an aerator system to it. Now first off, depending on the condition of your cooler, you might have to buff out some rust. That's why I'll take my cordless drill with the wire brush on it, and I'll just go over the rusty areas and buff it all out. The next step you're going to do, you're going to get some primer. You're going to lay down a very, very fine coat on the sides you'll be painting. Next step, I've got my paint of choice. I want the top of my cooler to be yellow. I'm going to take this ad from my newspaper, and it's going to be my rough edger. I'm just going to put it right up to the side of it and work my way in. Alright, I spray painted the top yellow. It's looking pretty good so far. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to let it wait a few minutes, then put another light color of yellow on there, and from then on, I'm going to paint the sides blue, and I'll begin to add the aerator system. And I'm going to exactly show you how I'm going to do that beforehand. I'm going to show you what I need. I'm going to need a little screw, a sewing needle, brought all of them out here, a pair of scissors, some drill bits. Whatever drill bit fits the little screw, you're going to need a drill bit for it. You're going to need an electric drill. Going to need another drill bit that matches the diameter of your aerator or a little bit bigger, and then you'll need the aerator you're going to use and a bubble stone. Now this is a real cool bubble stone. I'll talk to you more about it later in the video. This is going to be one sick looking cooler. But when you think about all this stuff together, if you're the paint around the house, if you got to go out and buy the aerator and the hose and the stone, you can turn an old cooler into a pretty nifty setup very, very cheap. I mean, can't beat it whatsoever. Alright, now since the yellow is dry for the most part, I'm going to hit the sides with the blue. Oh, this is going to look good.
Wanted to.
Okay. I'm going to go back this way. Alright, got the cooler painted, got it primed, took a lot of the rust off. It looks really nice. Here, I'm going to make the judgment on exactly where I'm going to put the aerator itself. I'm just going to put it right here on the front. Because of the handles and because of the hinges on the back of the cooler is the only place to put it. And if you look at the back side of the aerator, there's the keeper if you want to clip it to a bucket, and then there's a hole right here in that metal. I'm going to attach this screw to the side of the cooler, so when I put the aerator on, it's just going to hook like that. So, rough estimate, if I want the aerator right here, the pilot hole has to go somewhere in here. You're going to take the cordless drill and just go for it. And then once you get your pilot hole started, you finish through with your screw, and you just get your small screwdriver and work it in until it gets to the other side. And just for measure, we're going to see how she lines up. She's perfect, just like that. That's exactly what we're going to do. That was a good idea. I was just going to Velcro it on. But if I can screw into the side and put this right there, that's A-okay in my book. Now, second of all, we're going to install the aerator system. I went to Walmart and got this bubble tube. What's this? Air tubing for fish tanks. And I'm just going to start it here on the aerator. You know, find where I'm going to lay it, roughly in there. And then I'm going to see how much tubing it's going to take for me to get to right here. So we're going to trim it, I'd say, right about here with the scissors we brought out. Just like that, for good measure. Now what I'm going to do next is show you something pretty darn nifty. This is the bubble wall. You can pick this up at your local pet store. That's where I went to go get this. I was just going to go get a stone and call it good, but this has suction cups on it. If I'm able to put this on the side of the cooler, it'd be pretty nifty. Now, if I can open this somehow. Oh, scissors, duh. We can better understand where we'll be sitting at with these. Now, has a connector piece, so you can make this really, really long. Wow, this is pretty intricate for $4. I've never seen anything like this. And then you'd have your suction cups going up against the side of the cooler, and then this valve right here will go up to the tube. And let's see if I can use both. I can use both of them. So what I'm going to do here, moisten the end of that tube, slide it right over, moisten all these suction cups, and just put it right on the side. And we're almost there. Now, put that one right down, this one down, and then that. And then we're ready to go. The next thing we'll do is drill a small hole on top of the cooler, the drill bit I got earlier, the bigger one. We're just not going to run it through. I'm just going to bore it on top, so I'll be able to have the hose going through a channel and the lid won't be choking it off. So we're going to drop that drill bit out and throw this one in. Go. New power drill, don't want to mess it up that badly. And you're just going to work your way in just like this. I'm actually, you know, I take back what I said. I'm not going to go across. I'm going to go in from right here. So I thought I was just going to drill out a little groove on the top, but I realized that was a lot harder than just drilling straight through the cooler. We're just going to weave it right on through there. Plug it right on top, and wham bam, turkey and ham, we have a bait cooler. Don't slam it too hard, otherwise that'll jump off. We have a bait cooler that literally took me minutes to assemble. You know, I spent longer painting this cooler than I actually did, you know, putting the screw on and just drilling holes. This is going to be a fantastic system. I can put a few gallons of water in here, some nice bluegills. I think it's looking pretty darn good. What do you think, Doug?
I think it looks fantastic, sir.
Why don't we get the hose and test it out? Now, something I forgot to mention, before you put water in here, and if you decide to get this bubble wall system, you're going to need a sewing needle to pop holes into it. And it's like a really hard foam. You just push it through, pull it back out, and just do a few per, I'd say whatever these are, 10-inch sections. So that way the air will come through the stone and then escape through these holes we're creating right now. I've never seen anything like this before, but why the heck not? That's a good question, if I may say. Alright, here's the finished project. From before, this was just a rusty old cooler I kept in the shed from time to time. Now, you know, I painted it, looks pretty darn alright. Nifty little bait keeper. Got my aerator attached to it. Drilled a hole, throw this tubing can go through. It still locks, so when I'm driving around, my bait won't be sloshing all over the place. You open it up, I threw some water in there. You can put the stone on the bottom or on the side. Let's test it out. We're getting plenty of bubbles now. Pretty darn cool. Oh, there we go. Yep, the other side just started working. It takes a little while. Yeah, but you got some bubbles. Well, this is definitely going to work for me. I hope you watched this video and got some inspiration to do a little household project like this. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas about making your own bait cooler, let me know in the comment section below or holler at me on my social media handles. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, @FishingWithDom. I want to say thank you for watching. Douglas, thanks for all your help, and thanks for holding the camera right now. Always and forever, go blue and go fishing. All right, folks. Here a couple days after I painted and restored the cooler. I'm going to show you a picture of the finished product. I looked at the design I had to it with the blue and yellow. Wasn't a fan, so I'm about to unveil to you the cooler and all it entails. There you go, sits all nice in the trunk. I just decided to paint the top yellow, the side blue, and then the bottom down there is yellow too. Let's see how everybody's doing in there. The suction cups for the aerator came off, but so I'm going to glue those later. But the bluegills and the baitfish are still alive, so it's doing its job, and it's looking good doing it too. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a great day.